Hi everyone, my name is Andile Gula Ndeblele. I am an HHL student studying my MBA here. I started my studies last year in September. So here I am. I was working mainly as a consultant in different industries and in different fields. I've been working as a financial consultant and for a brief period for the first 5 years of my career. Then after that, I moved into project management, which is more based in the tech sector. So I worked in project management for the last 5 years before I came here as a consultant. My motivation for pursuing an MBA was, was really to learn the ins and outs of actually running big organizations. So as I said, I worked as a consultant, and most of the organizations that I worked for were big organizations. And besides the formal requirement of actually having an MBA in order for you to reach C-suite level, which is executive suite, there was just a curiosity from my side. There was just a need for me to further my studies and learn more about running a business, about leadership skills, about financial management, entrepreneurship skills. Those are the main facets of business that I really wanted to learn about, and that's really motivated me to come and do my MBA here at HHL. The reason why I chose HHL is because when I looked at their program, when I was searching online for institutions to study my MBA, HHL's specific focus on some of the programs that they had was the most attractive to me. It had a big focus on entrepreneurship, something that I'm really passionate about. There was also a focus on leadership, something that I really have grown to want to learn for my career, to further my career. So looking at those modules and how they had been structured, and having chats with the professor as well, Professor Vivek, for me there was no other choice besides HHL. That was the most viable choice. It gave me the best catalog of what I want, of the skills that I wanted to put together to further my career. It comes with these complications, right? There's a lot of compromise that I'm going to have to do, but there is a greater good that that is worth it in the end. In the beginning, it was kind of difficult for me, coming from 10 years of work to the student life. But it wasn't a difficulty of not being able to adjust to being in a dorm room, or it was just the having to adjust to, okay, maybe my income is going to have to be cut short. I'm going to have to be working less hours. So the bills don't stop piling up because you're at school. They'll keep coming. So it's just a small adjustment that I had to make. And given the opportunities that you're given at HHL, there's a lot of little jobs that you can do to bridge that. So I'm not really worried about that at this point in time. But it's something that I'd always wanted to do. So before I left, I'd already planned in advance that this is going to be, this is how it's going to happen. The course that stands out so far, and the professor that stands out so far, is the entrepreneurship course. And that's with Professor Alex Noah. And why I say that is because fundamentally for me, the core reason of me coming to HHL, as I said before, is to learn about the management of big corporations. And that encapsulates, obviously, or that's encapsulated in the field of entrepreneurship. Learning about how to run a business, the factors that lead to running a business, building a team. All that was brought up in the course in entrepreneurship. So I really enjoyed that because it really spoke to the core values of why I chose to come to HHL to do my MBA. The company that I started currently is a leather manufacturing company. We trade, as I said, we trade in various goods and services. We deliver hides. We trade in hides. I'm trying to get into exporting leather hides. But over the last few years, and this might seem like it's a big contrast, which it is, but I've really indulged myself into the tech world. I've really gotten, deep into the tech world that I want to get into. I want to start my own consultancy. I'm not really privy at the ideas or to share the ideas that I have, because obviously, I mean, that's my intellectual property, but it's something along the lines of IoT, which is IoT technology. So for me, that's something that I want to focus on once I finish my degree. After my MBA, my plan is to gain the necessary experience that I need in order for me to start up what I want to start up. Right? This leather manufacturing business, it's a family business that we've always had. Right, so I took a branch of that, or rather, I branched out a bit, and I'm just feeding off family legacy. So, in terms of having to start up from the beginning with no base, with no fundamentals, I haven't done that yet, and that's what I'm trying to learn, and that's what I'm trying to get into. And contrary to popular belief, there's actually a higher entrepreneurship drive where I come from in Africa than here. We actually learned about this in the course. They brought up the statistics of the hot zones for entrepreneurship, especially in tech. We are behind. There's a lot that still needs to be, or that can be done to better people's lives using technology. Having known that, that's really what I'm riding on. So, answer your question. Yes, I do want to get into startups. I don't want to work for a startup for the next 5 years. I want to work for an established company that will give me that experience, and then after that, I can break out on my own. Obviously, the MBA is going to give me a foundation. It's going to give me a base, which I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to do. After this, what's something that can also give me the boost that I need is to actually practice it, to actually get into a firm that can give me that relevant experience, that can give me that solid foundation, give me the bigger picture of how to run such an organization. And that's really that's really been the blueprint of my plan. That's how I've structured how I want to progress going forward. I speak to my friends about this, and they always tell me that you got a lot of time, you shouldn't. But with the goals that I've set for myself, it's something that I really need to start and implement as soon as possible, because I don't believe we've got a long life. Life is too short. I'm actually in the process. I'm still looking for an internship. I had been working for some time before that, and obviously right now, because of the student consulting project, I'm working as a consultant on one of the student consulting projects. But in terms of the internship, I'm still looking. I think I'm a bit too finicky and selective of which internship or what organization I want to get into. After a lot of discussions with friends, they keep telling me, "I know it's just an internship, just for the credits, just get into any company." But that's not really my plan. I really want to structure my things in a way that's going to be relevant to what I want to do. That's going to give me the boost, and that's going to give me the a fundamental, basis of where I want to be in life. So no, I haven't started my internship. I'm still on the search. HHL has really been helpful. I cannot overstate how much they've been helpful. The Career Center has been great at, I've had sessions with the Career Center, where we speak about how to immerse myself and how to integrate into German society, obviously given the language barriers and all sorts, and the work culture, how to apply for jobs and so forth. So they've really been helpful. I don't think I would have had that knowledge, or I would have had the experience to do it by myself. So they've really played a fundamental role in that. It's really been a contrast of views from different people, but for me personally, I've really loved coming to Germany. The community, the people are very nice people. I haven't had any issues. I've had friends and people at the school that have helped me integrate into society. It obviously comes at a cost. I mean, you leave your family behind, you leave your friends behind. So there's that adaptation period that you go through that will allow you to sort of like fully integrate into society and, start making friends. That was a bit slow for me. And I don't know, naturally, because I think I'm an introvert, but that's my opinion. But it's really been a very great experience. Studying at HHL, wonderful. I've met some really nice people, some really great people. Made some really great friends. The connections that I've made via the HHL network as well, that's really been wonderful. In a nutshell, I really can basically say that I'm really enjoying my stay here, and I really want to stay more. I love the culture, the people, how friendly they are to everyone. So I haven't really had problems. So it's really been a great experience so far. There couldn't be a greater contrast in the state of these two countries, Zimbabwe and Germany. Obviously, there's a lot of shared history in controversy or in other areas. But starting with Germany, I mean, when I look at Germany and when I look at my home, what they can learn from my home, I would say there's a spirit of togetherness, or rather, unlike the individualism that's this side. I think society here is a bit more individualistic. It's all about and this is not at policy level, this is just at populist level. Everything's about me. There's no sense of society. I hear stories every day about people who live together, they don't even talk, some don't even know each other's names, things like that. It's not really much of a big issue, but I mean, in my country, like, we've got what we call Ubuntu, which is an ethos basically that as people, we're supposed to be together, we're supposed to be united. And then on the flip side, Zimbabwe can learn a lot from Germany. I mean, starting at the political level, the state of politics, economic governance, a shared responsibility of our politicians, to have an understanding of what's important for the people. Eventually, it's going to go back to Zimbabwe, right? That's the plan. That's the long-term plan, But for the immediate future, I would like to work in Germany. As I said, I really love this place. I really love the culture, and I can learn a lot in that field, particularly from the people who've come before me. So immediately, I'd like to stay in Germany. And hopefully in the future, if the plans don't change, because I'm a very fluid person, things can come up and can change, and I'm easily adaptable. In the long term, I'd like to go back home, be able to give back to the community that gave to me.